Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hi everyone, I'm Leah. Now you are watching Ramadan di Campus podcast, and this is our very first podcast in Ramadan. Today we will talk about Ramadan Overseas. Living overseas as a student during Ramadan can be challenging experiences because we don't get sahur and iftar with family or friends in Indonesia. Now, we got two guests today, and they will share about their experiences during Ramadan in their campus, in their country, of course. And we have an alumni from National Institute Technology of Warangal, Mr. Tusi, welcome. And the other one, we have Mrs. Nia from University of Birmingham. Welcome.
Thank you.
And Mr. Tushi first. Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Can you tell us about your the most interesting experience when you were fasting there in India?
Actually, it has been almost 10 years ago, so I have to recall my memory. But mostly the memory I've got during Ramadan in India is quite good. As you know, I live in a campus apartment, and I also eat in international food court belong to the apartment. The most interesting one, actually, India is not what we call, and all place of India is not such a Muslim friendly country, but fortunately, I live in a Warangal. Warangal belongs to the state of Andhra Pradesh, and we know at that time it used to be Andhra Pradesh, but right now it has been Telangana, and we know Telangana or Andhra Pradesh is such of a Muslim-friendly state. So we can find Muslim easily, we can find mosque, masjid easily, and then we can find people fasting around the state, something like that. The most interesting experience I've got is during Ramadan. When we talk about discrimination between two different religions,
Yes.
I didn't find it at all. Why? Because I break my fasting. I did iftar, okay, while Hindu cook it.
Wow.
I did sahari. We Muslim did sahari while Hindu cook it. So I think I have no, that is, I feel that it is the most interesting experience, and I don't find any discrimination between religions at all.
And you sahur and iftar together with your friends.
Yes.
Did you sometimes miss your family?
Well, actually, when I break fasting, I chunk up. I have dinner together. All students, we don't get it is Muslim or Indian or Hindu or something like that. We eat together. But during sahur, only we Muslim did it, right?
Yeah.
Of course, when you ask, you miss
Family.
family or not? Of course, obviously, I miss family. Actually, not only particular family, but I miss the atmosphere of having breakfast and sahur here in Indonesia. Sometimes I also post a certain kinds of Indonesian food indicating what we call missing, longing to that kind of food. Something like that.
And Mrs. Nia, what about you? In Birmingham, right?
Yes, I'm in University of Birmingham in UK.
In UK.
I experienced my Ramadan in 2016 and 2017 back in UK.
2 years
Yes,
and a half.
Yes, because I was there about 2 years and a half. And then talking about Ramadan in UK is actually almost the same with Pak Tusi. Mentioned just now that it's actually not as scary as we thought, because we are in Indonesia. We thought that if we are going to abroad, we're going abroad and we are having fasting over there, and then there will be like a lot of challenging happen. But apparently there's it was okay, and apparently there are like a lot of great experience as well. Sorry, for example, back in UK, because it was summer. Every time we got like Ramadan month, always summer, and then when it's summer, the like time will be longer for the after day time.
Yeah,
is
how
longer
many
than the
times?
night time. So we have sahur around 2:30 a.m. in the
Oh my
morning.
God.
Yes, and then have iftar around 9:30 in the evening. So like
19 hours?
yes, 19 hours. So it's quite challenging, and then in the same time, it's also quite interesting actually to experience that kind of 19 hours fasting. A part of that, I've got a lot of great experience as well. Yes, like you said, and Pak Tusi said, we are far away from family. I mean, my big family, because I was there with my family, of course.
Oh,
Yes, and then so, but it's quite different because going with family in Ramadan and also like a single there, it will be easier when you are single.
single, right?
Yes, indeed, because all the schools they started at and at the same time, everything, all activities normal. When you are in family, you have to take care of your children.
Yes.
When you have
Husband.
fasting, so it's quite challenging, but it's interesting.
I am not that, what we call, I didn't do fasting that long.
About-
Mostly just 15, 16 hours. So
just
to 1
different
hour
for
and 2
2
hours
hours.
longer than here in Indonesia.
Is it hard for 19
Yeah, 19
hours?
hours would be very hard. And
Very,
I
very
have
hard.
another, what we call, interesting experience.
Yeah.
Actually, when I came to India the first time, it was 2 weeks, I don't know, 1 week or 2 weeks prior to Ramadan, before Ramadan. When I landed and then I was served the food, Indian food, I felt very disgusting because yes, we are in a different culture, right? You know, Indian sometimes it terrible. They put rice and then curry and then yogurt together and then they
At the
mix
same
together.
pot.
It seems like looks like what we call duck feeding. Okay. During, I don't remember, 1 week or 2 weeks, I lost my appetite of having meals. But then Ramadan, I did fasting a whole day. Okay, I got empty stomach
stomach.
during the day. But
You want
when-
it or not,
yes,
you
but
have to
when
eat.
I have a break, king fast, iftar together, I look these kinds of food differently.
Oh, it looks so
Not,
delicious.
that's right, not disgusting anymore, but then it is something like yes,
Enjoy
right.
it. Finally.
Well,
How's
since
the
then,
taste?
I, what we call, never not enjoy every single
Oh my God,
second
that's
I live
good.
in India.
That's good.
What about in
In
UK?
Birmingham, actually, there are a lot of Indian, Bangladeshi, Pakistan
Yeah.
community as well. And then my landlord also from Bangladesh. So
Bangla,
indeed,
Bangla.
yeah.
so
And
same
then-
skin color with you.
Yes. And they're so nice because they're always like, they know that we're far away from our family. They always cook us for iftar. So like the food that you mentioned, I actually
Also experience it.
Indeed, and then I'm not sure because I still don't like it until now. So
Did you cook by yourself at home with your
of course,
husband
of course,
maybe?
yes, I cook by myself. Mostly like simple food like that, but sometimes our landlord brought us food as well. So the point is having 19 hours fasting is actually we can like take a nap between 6 o'clock until 8 o'clock.
What did I have to do?
Even right now, although I have come back here in Indonesia, sometimes I miss
The food.
Yes, that's right.
Oh.
Even I sometimes cook Indian food at
Really?
home.
But the yogurt is not quite yummy, I guess.
No, it's yummy,
No,
right?
It's yummy. It's yummy.
It's yummy.
Yes.
Delicious.
That's a culture of food
In India.
in India. Then maybe for the special dish, maybe
Yeah.
in India and in Birmingham.
Yes, that's right. I also have an interesting experience dealing the food.
Only in Ramadan.
Only in Ramadan. In a certain place, something like Hyderabad.
Hyderabad.
Yes, Hyderabad is the capital city of Andhra Pradesh. It is 150 kilometers away from my campus. Okay, so 2 hours by train.
2-3 hours, yes.
Everywhere we can find a certain kinds of dish only observed in
Ramadan time.
Ramadan.
Really?
They call it haris, if I'm not mistaken. It's
Is
like
that my neighbor, Haris? Oh no,
I don't know whether they always say no. Haris, yeah, okay.
Okay.
I don't know your neighbor. Okay, the dish, it is actually it's a porridge. Okay, but not like in Indonesia, made of.
In Indonesia, there is a bubur India, right? Bubur
I
India.
don't know. I've never heard of bubur India, but
Yeah.
it is porridge. It is not made of a rice grain, no, but from a wheat flour.
Oh.
So the taste seems like when we eat
I
a
think I know that one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
right.
Have you
But-
eaten that?
Yeah.
But what make it delicious? It cook in a lamb stock. So there are stock of lamb, and then they have a chunk of stock a meat, and then they cook the yes, the wheat until it produces certain kinds of porridge, and it's very delicious. It is very satisfying, and it's also make warm our body, since in India they have what we call extreme extreme temperature gaps. Morning will be
About the
very
weather
extreme.
in Ramadan, maybe?
Well, since Ramadan using lunar calendar,
Yeah.
we cannot say that Ramadan is always comes in a certain months, right? While the weather using solar calendar, so it will be certain months. When I was there, Ramadan was in July.
In July.
Yes, in
You
July
passed to Ramadan.
Yes.
Oh, in July
So the
also.
difference between 2 years is only 11 days when we take a look at lunar calendar, right? So lunar calendar will be 11 days in advance from a solar calendar. So mostly it's just July or August. In July and August, the highest temperature in the daylight is around 50
Oh
degrees.
my God.
Yes, that's
Can you
right.
survive 50 degrees?
Well, I am still alive.
He's still alive.
Something like this.
I think you didn't go out at all.
Yes.
at the-
Well, it is very what we call such of a challenging, because when I actually I live in a campus apartment, but it is not. Don't imagine that the apartment is full air conditioned. No. So it just has a fan
Fan.
in every apartment.
Oh
So
my
we can
God.
imagine when I was there. Even sometimes we what we call wore
Calm your body?
wore the wet clothes.
Oh, wait.
And
really?
yes, and it would get dry during I don't know whether 1 hour or 2 hours.
Oh my.
Can you imagine 50 degrees Celsius?
Yeah.
It's
50
even
degrees.
like hotter than Arab Saudi or the other, right?
I think so.
40.
Oh my God. It's too
Can you cook like?
extreme, right?
Can you cook like egg?
the road? Just egg on the road.
I prefer not. I use stove instead of only using.
He has stove. What about in UK? About the temperature?
Temperature, foods.
Well, actually, yes. We talk about food firstly, right?
Yeah.
Different like in Asia, India, and Indonesia, we have like traditional food that need to cook like several hours, and it is so tasty. European food is quite bland and tasteless.
Yeah.
And also like
Tasteless.
the simple food, so they don't have like
Just like a
traditional-
salad.
Yes, they have traditional food, just like pie, apple pie, like that. So, but for overall, they don't have like a certain food to cook. Especially maybe in Christmas or maybe in Thanksgiving, they will have turkey, for example.
Yeah,
But-
turkey.
Because it tends to be Christian culture,
Indeed,
right?
yeah, but
Instead of
for-
the Muslim culture.
Indeed. But for Ramadan one, we like copying Indian culture. Since I told you before that there are a lot of Indian community over there, so people are also talking Indian language everywhere in UK. So maybe about the traditional food, we don't have it there in UK.
Oh.
But so mostly we have only simple food, and sometimes I cooked like Indonesian food like that. And then talking about the temperature, luckily I'm more lucky than you than Patricia, because
Yeah, but the duration of the fasting is
Yeah.
19 hours.
that's like
It's a
plus
different
minus.
point,
Yeah,
right,
plus and
different point
minus.
of view, right?
For for the temperature, because it's summertime, so we have like 24 degrees
Only
maximum. So
24.
there's no problem. The good thing is actually we can go out from the morning until at the first years I was in Birmingham, I wasn't started my school yet. I just worked there in Birmingham, and then we went home like 8 o'clock, and it's still like daytime. So it's all
Summer, longer.
yeah,
day.
because it's always in summer. Even like you say, the time will be like different yearly, but it's always summer. So I think it's so interesting. A part of the longer hours, yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's really good.
Yeah. About the Tarawih, maybe?
Oh yes, that's right. Again, fortunately, National Institute of Technology Warangal is what we call international. Actually, it is a state
Student.
university, but then the student comes
From everywhere, every
around the
country.
globe. Yes, we have what we call Muslim community in the apartment. Indonesian. I'm the only Indonesian who live in that apartment, campus apartment, and then some Bangla, and then Iran, and then Iraq, and then from Middle East, and then some Northern Africa. They are mostly also Muslim, and then the good thing is the government, in this case is the National Institute of Technology Warangal, they provide a certain, although we have no something like Muhammadiyah University, we have Manarul Ilmi, they don't have a certain kinds of masjid or mosque, but then the government provide a certain kinds of a room. It is common room, large, something like that, that we can use for Tarawih. Actually, not only Tarawih, but 5 times prayer. So we do subuh prayer, duhur prayer.
So like
And
the prayer room for all religion like that?
No,
Or
it is only for Muslim.
For
Only for
Muslim.
Muslim. Because when we talk prayer room for Indian, there will be very difficult. Indian, no, I mean Hindu has 1,000 God.
Yeah. Oh.
And we also appoint, assign, choose one to be imam and another to be muazzin or something like that, and something like that.
Then Mrs. Nia?
The Tarawih, yeah. So are you going like Tarawih with all the students around
Together.
with-
Sometimes I don't know whether I am wrong or not due to P2SE. I take a look at prayer will be such of a personal relationship between me and the God instead of communal activity. So sometimes I do prayer Tarawih together with my friend, but
Sometimes you
sometimes
did it at
also
home, at your
Yes.
room. In Birmingham, it's actually because even if we have like a large Muslim community in Birmingham, but still, if we compare it to the local community native, we still like minority. So there were several mosques, of course, there. So, back at 2016, because when I was there the first year, I haven't started my school, so I haven't got any scholarship yet. So we have to find like a home in the suburb area.
Oh.
Luckily, we have it. It's quite far from the university, when it's quite
Commuting
difficult.
then.
Indeed, we are commuting there. It's difficult to go Tarawih to universities, campus mosque, right? But luckily, we have like mosque, of course, there. India and Pakistan have that kind of mosque, but it started like 11 p.m. in the evening. 11 p.m. in the evening, and it will be ended like almost
It's
1
better
p.m.
at home, right?
Yeah, so in my 2 years having the Ramadan there, I haven't gone to mosque at all. So we did it at home.
Oh.
Because of the time, actually, when we are with kids, it's their
right.
sleeping time. Nobody will take care of them, so we just did it at home.
Did at home.
Yes, we did Tarawih at home.
Did you feel something like Islamophobia there in your country, in India maybe, or in UK, because
Okay.
of the newest issue in US, like
Okay.
in
Perhaps
you, like
people will say yes,
Okay.
but I don't know.
When we talk about Islamophobia, then we cannot.
because in minority.
Yes, that's right.
Muslim.
Yes, that's right. Actually, India has a what we call a certain dark history with the Muslim, right? And right now, India has, I don't know whether around 10% of Muslim, which is larger than Indonesian population actually. When we talk about Islamophobia, I don't have a certain kinds of discrimination, neither from my friends nor from my professor. They are kind.
Are you going somewhere maybe?
Yes, but I have one experience. I don't know whether it can be indicated as discrimination or as Islamophobia, but in my positive thinking, it is not. But it looks like Islamophobia, something like this. At that time, I need to meet my professor, and I have what we call something like a long hours lecture. It starts from 7 a.m. until 7 p.m. Then I still have to stay in the professor's room during Jum'ah prayer.
Did your professor know that it's time for Jumat prayer for you?
I don't think so. That's why I think that it is not such of discrimination. I think positively. So
Maybe it's for kids.
yes, that's right. I just take it as what we call his not knowing me as a Muslim.
He wasn't aware, maybe.
That's right. He just want to what we call treat the student fairly. Yes, that's right. That's right. But finally, I can leave. I could leave.
But you didn't do your Jumat prayer then?
I did Jumat prayer finally.
Okay.
Finally. But what we call dealing with Jumat prayer, not with the Ramadan. I miss during the time I live in India. I miss around 3 times Jumat prayer. Yeah. The first one during my arrival, if I'm not mistaken, I arrived on Friday, so I missed the prayer. And then the second one, I joined in a wrong mosque.
Why you call it wrong mosque?
Yes, because it is not like in Indonesia. We are mostly the same Sunni, but they're Sunni and sometimes
It can be mixed.
So when I get into the mosque, they prayed differently. So I consider, okay, it is not my prayer. Something like that.
You're confused.
Yes, that's right. That's right. It is not like everyone did in my country.
Did you just leave or did you wait them to finish?
No. I follow their ritual until finish.
Oh, really?
Yes, so I know
At least
exactly.
you know, yeah.
Yes,
At least
that's
you know
right.
how it's
I
going.
am wrong.
Yes, that's right. It's such a, what we call enrich.
Oh.
I expose in a new culture,
Oh.
something like that.
Because you are a man, maybe if you're going somewhere in India, people
No one kidnap
won't,
me. No,
people won't notice you that you are Muslim, right? It's different with women. We wear hijab, then people must be noticed. She's Muslim.
Yes, that's right.
Then what about in UK? Because
Yes.
she's a woman.
So, as I told you before, the first year I was in UK, I was work there. So you will treat it differently if you were there as a tourist, you are there as a student, and you are there as
a worker.
Yeah, you will treat it differently because I experienced it. When I was having my UK trip, going to another city, I was a tourist. They will be like so welcome and etc. Indeed, actually, UK people in the old age, like adult to old age, they are so like friendly people, welcome, and then they will just talk to you and also sharing story, even that they don't know you. But in the young age, they will kind of like selfish type of students, and then people, and they don't really care about their surrounding. And then when I was a student, I treated fairly like that because when they ask what are you doing here, I'm a college student, and they will just talk to me in the bus, in the commuter, and then while waiting for our train like that. But when I worked there, it got different because I wear hijab. So how they treated me is different with how they treated the native people there. So the smile is quite different as well.
Oh.
So excuse me, when you travel, you
Not. Alhamdulillah, it's not. Just like it out.
I
What
never
about
wear
the
hijab during
smiling, the
traveling.
smile?
Okay. Oh, yeah, right.
It will be weird.
Oh, yeah, right.
You said that they smile at you different with the
Differently.
others.
They're still welcome, but they're not that open if you're as
Tourist.
a tourist or as a student. Because even if they're not like most of the UK people are like fairly kind, but still like terrorists. And then at that time, actually, we just like have a terrorist bomb in London. So that's why like okay, so like several weeks after that, we've just like stay at home because they're like quite the tension is quite high.
Yeah.
So
Feel afraid maybe
yeah,
at the
quite
time.
afraid. Even though our neighbors is actually just like the same, but some people like feeling like okay, you are the trouble here. So like that.
Or you meet on somewhere, then they say something or
I
not.
don't experience like when you are prayer and then somebody would disturb you. I didn't experience that one, but I just experienced that there's quite different behavior if we are there as a worker, because they would like consider us like people who came there to get because they pay a high tax. Yeah, they pay high tax. The tax will become to us.
Oh, yeah.
So they will say,
Such jealousy.
indeed, we pay like they pay about 40%, 30% till 40% of their salary going to the government tax, and the tax will become to us. We will get the tax. So they will say, "Who are you? Why do you come here to spend my money?" And like that.
Maybe just like we are Indonesian, like if we met foreigner
Mostly
came
like that.
here for work, and
Sorry,
we will say
Chinese. Oh, no.
we will say like, why you came here?
Mostly because of people worker from another Asian country, for example Chinese, India, and etc. coming here. We did the same as well.
Yes, that's right. That's right.
Because we have like our what is that nationality. But so far when I was a student already, there was no problem anymore.
Oh.
And contrary, even I have what we call another experience. Okay, when I make a good friends, of course I will know everything about my friend, know the family, including the family, and then
We call it
sometimes-
you are not kepo.
Yes, that's right. even
You want to know everything about your
no,
friend.
well, it comes naturally, right? Because I know your parents. You are my friend. I know your parents. You know my parents. I eat in your
We
place.
know each
We know each
other.
other. I eat and sleep in your place,
Oh really?
and vice versa.
When?
Well, let's say something like that.
Just yeah.
Let's say something like that. I don't choose this girl, okay, for having meal and sleeping together. No. Okay, get back to the topic. Well, once my friend took me to their family. It travel around I don't know 1,500 kilometers away from
Oh
the campus.
my God.
And then he introduced me to the parents, and then the parents asked me, "Are you Christian or Hindu?" "No, I am Muslim." "What? You are Muslim?" So he get what we call surprise, because in his mind, when we talk about Muslim, it's not something like this. It is not
The
people
appearance.
Something
not the appearance,
like
but
this.
also the behavior.
Okay.
Because the stereotype of a Muslim, and as they know, is something like this: dark skin with a beard, and then
With beard.
they don't what we call, they sometimes say strictly polite, less something like that. So it is like what we call good thing for me, because they take Indonesian Muslim there differently. So they give me more respect. They welcome me more.
They can see Muslim in a different
Yes, that's
way.
right. That's right.
Perspective, yeah,
Yeah.
indeed.
That's right. Something like that.
That's a
That's why actually we Indonesian people, we have to like study abroad. A lot of us has to go abroad, so we can like introduce, this is Indonesian Islamic culture, is this like this. We have, they can't like have the same perspective between Muslim in Indonesia or also in Malaysia, for example.
Even
Because-
in
yeah,
neighboring
even-
country,
Yeah, even its neighbor country, we are like
Jiran country.
Yeah, it's still different. How our behavior, our appearance also different. But showing it to them just like open up their mind. Okay, so Islam is like diverse as well. It's not only like the one they saw in the movie, the
Yes.
terrorist one,
Yeah.
not like that. So maybe Miss Leah, you can go to another country abroad later after this as well to explain, to introduce. This is Indonesia. We are Muslim. as
Yeah,
well.
I mean, I just can say Amin because I have a 2 years old child.
A part of Thailand, I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
A part of your time in Thailand, maybe you want to go.
Yeah, when I go to Thailand, they are so friendly to Muslim. I went to a 7-Eleven store and I met Muslim woman with hijab, and then she said Assalamualaikum. Then I said, are you Muslim? Are you Indonesian? Why I said she's Indonesian. No, I'm Thailand. Oh, now I know that Thailand have a part of Muslim in Muslim society also.
Like the southern
Yeah.
area.
Yeah,
of Thailand,
southern
like
of
that?
Thailand,
Oh,
right.
Pani.
Then the last is maybe do you have some tips for us, for everyone there? Maybe everyone there wants to go abroad,
Especially India.
especially India and UK, and we have also student in UK and India. Unima has
now, yeah.
Yeah, right.
alumni in Birmingham and also in
No, in
India,
Aligarh.
in Aligarh.
Muslim University.
Do
Yeah.
you have some tips maybe for
Okay.
others?
Actually, a bit disgusting when you come to India. Yes, that's right. For the first time when you come to India, it will be very disgusting. Why? Because sometimes the what we call fried noodle salad, they use napkin not only for sweeping the mat, but also table and chair. So it's disgusting, right? If you are such a what we call people who can stand disgusting thing, of course you will not survive in this case, right? Another thing, when the first time I pick up this Indonesian student who wants to study in India, in the train, Indian people like concerning what we call the health of the mouth. So they show off their brushing teeth, something like that. So my friends, Indonesian friend, when we are in the train, he said, "Be careful, maybe it will splash to you." And then you know what I say? You know what I say? Already splashed. So what I want to emphasize is when you travel to India, don't get disgusted easily.
Oh,
So you will find disgusting thing around you many times again and again.
oh
Something
yeah.
like that.
I think around the world have a
Yes.
different.
When you take a look at
thing.
any YouTube channel, when you what we call type down the keywords of pani, puri. Okay, this is such of a certain kinds of food in India. The sellers actually pani puri is such of a crackers. Okay, and then they have to crack the crackers and then fill it up with the potato curry, and then they have to dip into the stock, and then the buyer will eat it directly. Okay, you can imagine after serving the
Yeah.
buyers, and then
Yeah.
they have to
You try it
scratch
and
that.
you try it and you try it.
Oh, and then they have to-
Everyone
Yes,
try
that's
it.
right. And then they have
Right.
to take the money. It will not very hygienic for you, right? But if you don't try, then you will not survive. So one thing, the tip is don't get disgusted
Disgusted.
easily. And then what we call strengthen your body immune so you can counterfeit this kinds of obstacle during you are in India.
Maybe
Something like
especially for Ramadan.
Special
Tips.
for Ramadan tips, of course, what we call keeping health immunity,
because
self immunity is very
the extreme
important. Yes, since that the what we call extreme temperature,
Extreme
you will not
temperature.
get this kinds of temperature here in Indonesia.
Yeah.
Without a good health immunity, so you will not survive.
Yeah.
Something like that.
So we are lucky to have Ramadan in Indonesia then.
I think
Yeah,
Indonesia is heaven on earth.
Yeah.
With a lot of food served in the iftar
Yes.
time, with the temperature is quite normal.
Along the
Yeah.
road, they
Yes.
have a food
And then
to sell.
Islam is majority here,
Yes,
so we
yes.
don't have any problem.
Yes, yes.
Contrary to UK, is actually they are so healthy. Hygiene, yeah, right?
Hygiene.
Oh my god! So it's quite different, right? Because people in UK actually consider us in Asian people as like less hygiene than them.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Indeed, especially some part of Asia.
Oh.
Even they think COVID is coming from Asia.
Yeah, of course. And then maybe some tips that we can give to you older people who wants to like having Ramadan in UK is like being minority is actually one of the, in one way it's a challenging thing that in another way we can see it as a strength, because when we are in minority, we're just like unity with everyone, so we have our strong community. So if you're having a Ramadan, whether you are visitors and also or students or workers, I really suggest you to find your Islam community, because it
Will be easier for you.
Yes,
Will be easier.
It will help you as well to experience Ramadan. It what we said to the student as well who came to Birmingham who have the Ramadan there. They have their community, and the community will like assist them during the Ramadan and help us to feel like Ramadan at home like that. So I think that's the tips that I can give about Ramadan.
So we can go there alone by ourselves. We just confidence.
I travel
can
alone. I never
do
travel
it by
in a group
myself.
project.
We can do that, yeah.
Indeed.
Oh, in
Yeah.
Ramadan.
Actually, we just need our braveness to rise on, because actually everyone can like travel by their own, but mostly us in Indonesian people, because we get used to like living in community. Like traveling alone is like one step ahead.
Yeah.
But actually we can do it. So you can have Ramadan in India, and actually like if we are less hygiene, it will like increase our immunity as well, right?
Yes, that's right. Since we are exposing to such of bacteria, our body immunity.
Can
will
we
produce,
find water everywhere in UK or in India? Because I can find it in Thailand. I can. I went to the mall and I went to the toilet and there is no water. What I have to do?
They have like a dry toilet only.
Yeah,
right?
dry
So
toilet.
it's quite difficult for us. One day when I like in the toilet in Indonesia,
I think
then we
that
have, like,
I think the
bucket.
tips about the simple about the toilet is important, because I really don't know about that. And I'm so shocked. And luckily I have a mineral water.
Okay, so you can use.
I cannot
that.
imagine.
You don't need to imagine it.
That's the very
Istinja.
I think that's a very important tips, yeah. The simple thing about the water, the toilet.
For the
is
beginning
important.
months when we arrive in different country, like going to the toilet things is like one simple exercise to us, because the adaptation will be different.
Yeah.
So they use tissue,
Yeah.
dry
Yes.
tissue. They think that's like clean already. For us, because we get used to water.
Yeah,
Usually
from
using wet.
Yeah, but when native people and UK people going to the bathroom and seeing like a splash of water over there, they will say
Yeah,
it's
it's
disgusting.
disgusting, yeah.
Oh, really?
Yes, it is in
Indeed.
contrary of us.
Oh,
Contrary
Well,
of
actually,
us.
it's not only in UK. Even in our neighboring country, Singapore is also what they call apply the dry toilet instead of wet toilet.
Indeed.
When
yeah.
let's say when I after washing my hand and then I splash it only a little, well, suddenly the cleaning service
Yeah, they will
directly.
just whip it. Yeah, so maybe the tips will be like, if we don't have water, me myself, I always have my wet tissue in my bag, so every time I'm going to the toilet.
the first time you bring your
the
wet
first one,
juice?
no, of course.
No, of course, right?
During the traveling, I think. During traveling. Yes, during traveling.
During traveling.
And
Yeah.
if I may suggest you, not mineral water. I think apple juice will be.
So can we just cut that down?
Okay.
Cut it down.
Okay.
It's just such a fun conversation. I think we can make it another conversation, maybe about anything else, maybe Idul Fitri or about anything, and maybe we can talking.
We didn't even talk about Idul
Idul
Fitri.
Fitri, alright.
Yeah, because this is Ramadan, not Idul Fitri.
okay.
We have another session,
That's good.
Idul Fitri. Don't worry.
Okay. I also not only passed to Ramadan, to Idul Fitri, and to Idul Adha.
Yeah.
Oh, you
So,
also explained
yes.
that. Yeah.
During Idul Fitri, I tends to what we call stay together, not with a foreigner, but as I told you, we also have a community. Actually, there are many Indonesian who live nearby, but the nearest Indonesian live near me is around 150 kilometers away. So during Lebaran or Idul Fitri, I travel to that place, and then they have what we call such of a gathering, consists of Indonesian. They cook together, they have meals together, something like the atmosphere of Idul Fitri here in Indonesia. The difference is it is not among family, it is among friends.
Among new family
Yes,
like that.
among new family.
So maybe you can write down here to be continued like that.
Yeah, I think to be continued because we have another session of Idul Fitri
Of course,
conversation.
certainly.
Yeah. Okay, Mr. Tusi and also Mrs. Nia, thank you very much. Thank you very much. And for everyone, thank you for watching, and I hope it will be very useful for everyone. And don't forget to like and also subscribe Mimbar Unima, and see you next time. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi
warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.